everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marie and I am a beautiful mess, officially. Here on my channel, I like to do a lot of project panning content, eyeshadow content, and really any other kind of makeup content that I can think of. So if that sounds good to you, sit back, relax, and come on a magical makeup journey with me. Today's episode is going to be my second update to my deck of panning Project Pan. So if you want to see if I hit any of my goals from last month, and if I did, if I'm going to be drawing in any cards, and what those cards may be, well then sit tight, we're going to jump right into it. So like I said, this is going to be my second update to my deck of panning Project Pan. This project was created by Emily from Emily and Max, who took inspiration from a booktuber called Books with Maddie. All of their information is going to be in the description box down below. This is a game board style Project Pan where we use a deck of cards, which I have the Wicked cards. We pull cards every month, and those cards correspond to prompts on the game board that Emily shuffles for us every month. Most everybody else is on their third update. I am on my second update because I did start this project a month late, but still having a ton of fun with this project. So without further ado, let's see if I hit any of my goals this month. I'm going to start at the top of my list and work my way down. The first card that I pulled in this project was the Joker, very first card that I pulled. And that card stands for the prompt, "Are you joking?" In essence, are you kidding me? Basically, you have to pick a product that you really don't want to pan. Now, we don't hate pan here. So it could be something that you save for special occasions, something that you hold near and dear in your collection and you really just don't want to pan. And so I chose one of my Pat McGrath palettes. So I chose the Utopian Dream, which is Mothership number 9. My goal for this, for my Joker prompt, was to use this project level up style. So I had to use every shade in this palette at least once and then hit one pan in this palette before I could call this done. I did end up hitting every shade in this palette, and I'm keeping it closed for a specific purpose. But I did hit every shade in this palette at least once, so that part of my goal is finished. And I did get 2 different looks out of it, which I'll pop those up on the screen now. And then the shade that I chose for my hitting pan in this palette was the highlight shade that is really found in every Pat McGrath palette. I'll take a close-up picture of what that shade was looking like last month. And then this is what the palette is looking like today. So the shade that I am trying to hit pan on is this shade right here as an inner corner highlight shade. And in the last month, I have used this 14 times. There is no shiny happy pan on it yet. So this one is going to be staying in the project. God only knows how long. But in those 14 uses, I was actually really surprised how much of a dip I have going in this pan already. So I'm not exactly certain how many times it's going to take to hit pan on this, but I guess I'm going to find out. The second card that I pulled in this project in my intro was the 3 of Spades, and that corresponded to the prompt Cool Tone. I decided to roll in a brand new to me lipstick. This is the MAC Maximal Sleek Satin Lipstick in the shade Flesh Pot. And it absolutely is a cool tone shade right there. When I did my intro, I really only had 2 weeks until I did my first update to get myself on the same filming schedule as everybody else. My goal for this product was to use this 10 times, and in those 2 weeks, I ended up using it 6 times. Did I hit my goal? In the past month, I was able to use this another 4 times. So this is rolling out, but I had anticipated that this was going to be a rollout. I would be able to hit my goal on this product, and I was absolutely correct, but I wanted to continue with the fun. So I rolled in another prompt for this product in the anticipation that I was going to finish it. So let's take a look at that product, which I'm going to call 2A. So for that, I drew in the 8 of diamonds, which corresponded to the prompt copycats, which basically is choose a product that you've seen someone else panning. So what I decided to choose was the Say Glowy Super Gel in the shade Star Glow. My goal on this was to use this 10 times. And I was able to hit my goal on that in the last month. I had seen Erin Taylor panning this particular product and had this in my collection. It is something that I absolutely love to use. Though it is usually something that I use in the winter time. I use it as a glowy base. It's extremely hydrating and I have really dry skin in the winter. So this really helps combat my dry skin. But I decided to try to use this in different ways as a highlight and as a foundation mixer. And I do love it in all those ways as well. So I was able to hit my goal on this product as well. So this is gonna be a rollout, which means we get to draw at least 1 card in this update. So exciting. The third card that I drew in my intro was the Ace of Spades, and that corresponded to Baby Goal. So I decided to roll in my Westman Atelier sample of their blush, bronzer, and highlight in Biscuit, Petal, and Lit. And I thought this was going to be an extremely easy goal. But in the 2 weeks that I had between my intro and my first update, I had only finished the bronzer on this particular product. So I still had the blush and the highlight to go. So this rolled over, and again, I had said to myself, you know, if I had at least 2 more weeks, I would have been able to finish this product. And I was absolutely right. So in the past month, I was able to finish this product. So the bronzer took me 6 uses to use up. The blush took me 12 uses to use up, and the highlight took me 13 uses to use up. So this, though I thought it was going to be a baby goal, it was a little bit harder than I had anticipated. But again, the same thing as with the MAC lipstick. I knew that if I had 2 more weeks, I would have been able to finish this up. So to keep the fun going, I did roll in another card for this, and we'll call that next product 3A. So for product 3A, I pulled the Jack of Hearts, which corresponded to the prompts indie. Now for me, I do have some indie eyeshadows in my collection that I could have done a no pan left behind on, but I wanted to challenge myself a little bit, so I chose a different indie product. Instead, I pulled in this indie liquid lipstick by Lethal Cosmetics. This is in the shade Airwave, and this is actually what I have on my lips today. I gave myself a 10 use goal on this, and I will be honest with you, I got this in a mystery box about 2 years ago from Lethal when I wanted to try the eyeshadows and have not used it. And I'll tell you what, I'm super glad that I pulled it into this project, because this is something that I have found I absolutely love and has made me less scared for liquid lipsticks. I don't know why I was scared of them before. Probably because I like to wear a lot of muted colors on my lips, especially for when I go to work, but this was absolutely wearable, and the formula feels incredibly comfortable on it. So I'm really glad to have this in my collection. I did get my 10 uses on it, so this product is going to be rolling out, but I anticipate that when fall rolls around, I will be pulling this product back out and continuing to use it because I absolutely love it. So that's at least 2 cards that I'm going to be drawing this update. It's so exciting. I'm so proud. Product number 4 that I pulled during my intro was for the 9 of spades, and that corresponded to the prompt metallic, which I really had to think a little bit about this one, but I ended up pulling in my e.l.f. liquid eyeshadow in the shade Flirty Birdie, which actually reminded me of Copper Pennies. Do a swatch for you there. This is a product that I have a hard time using in my collection. It is actually starting to dry up because I did pull the stopper out because I could not get anything out of it. So I put a 10 use goal on this so that I could get some good use out of it. So during the first 2 weeks between the intro and my first update, I'd only used it 3 times. And in the past month, I only used it 2 more times, so I'm sitting at 5 uses right now. I'm finding this incredibly hard to gravitate towards, especially now that it's turning into spring, because all I want to do is put all the pastel colors on my eyes. But I have found an easy way to use this if I don't want to put this all over my lids, is to use this as a glitter eyeliner. This product is something that I'm glad that rolled into this project because it has taught me I don't like these, not at all, and should not be purchasing any more of these ever again. But alas, I only have 5 total uses on it, so it will be staying in the project for at least another month. Hopefully I can get it out next month. Hopefully. We'll see. And the last card that I pulled during my intro was for the 8 of spades, which corresponded to the prompt "in it for the long haul." So I decided to pull in my e.l.f. blush in the shade Blushing with a goal to use it up because I used up a blush last year and I would love to have another blush empty this year. This is what the product was looking like last month. I had repressed it before last update, and after repressing it, it was weighing in at 16.13 grams. And this is what the product is looking like today, weighing in at 15.64 grams for a total of 0.49 grams used last month, which is actually not bad. This is a very easy to use, really light pink shade, which you have to build up a little bit because when I pressed it, I ended up pressing it a little bit too hard. When it rolled into the project, it started at 16.68 grams. So in that first 2 weeks, I had used 0.55 grams. And so I used just a little bit less in this past month, but I am trying to divide my attention amongst a lot of different blushes, not necessarily for projects, but just because I want to get good use on them. So dare I say, this is definitely in it for the long haul. I have no idea how long this is going to take to use up, but as long as I have slow and steady progress on it throughout the year, then I can call that a win in my book. So that means I'm only going to be pulling 2 cards today for this update. And I've got my deck of cards right here. And I'm going to pop in my Joker just so you can see that it is in there. And while I shuffle, I'm going to let you guys take a look at the game board for this month. I have not had a chance to look at the game board yet, so you are getting a peek at it before I am. So in pulling only 2 cards, because the Joker is in there, and I probably shouldn't even be saying this, there is a possibility that I could pull another Joker again. But we're going to hope that that doesn't happen. I'm only pulling 2 cards to bring me back up to 5. And here's hoping that that doesn't happen. But as you're looking at the game board, the face cards never change. They always stay the same. And it is the numbered cards that do change. So you could pull the 8 of spades one month and the next month pull it again and have it be a different prompt. All right, so that should be good. I'm gonna shuffle here for you while I'm not looking so you can see. And then I am going to cut the deck and I'm going to pull 2 cards right off the top. So card number 1 is the 8 of Spades. And the 8 of Spades corresponds to the prompt out of control category, which I do have a couple. So I'll have to see what I want to pull in for this. And card number 2. Very fitting, the 8 of Clubs. The 8 of Clubs corresponds to the prompt pretty packaging this month. So I'm gonna have a think on this. Let me see what products I want to pull, and I'll meet you right back here in just a second. All right, I am back and I have chosen my products. So for the 8 of Spades, that prompt is out of control category, which I have eyeshadows that's out of control, I have lip products that is out of control, and I have blushes that's out of control. Since I already have a blush in, I decided I was going to roll in a lippy. So this is a brand new to me product. This is the Makeup by Mario lip gloss in the shade Rose Water, and I have yet to use this. I actually just got it during the Sephora sale. I did get that bundle from Sephora, and this was in there. Let's swatch it here because I'm running out of space. So as you can see, that's a pretty sheer lippy. So I think this would be really great for spring, and I really want to test this formula out, try it out, see if I like it. So I'm going to put a 10 use goal on this. This should actually be really easy to use up by next update. So we shall see if I can meet that goal. And then for the 8 of Clubs, that card corresponds to the prompt pretty packaging. So I am going to be bringing in my other out of control category, which is eyeshadow palettes. And I'm going to be bringing in the Sigma Disney's The Little Mermaid palette. I actually did just get this. They had these on sale for 50% off, and I could not say no. So the packaging is indeed very pretty, but the thing that I also find very pretty is the inner plastic is pretty too. Like, that's just gorgeous to me. And then, of course, inside, it is pretty as well. So I have not had a chance yet to use this palette, and I think this is going to be amazing for spring. So I'm going to be rolling this in for No Pan Left Behind as my goal. And hopefully I can get this one rolled out by next month, because I don't know how long the Pat McGrath palette's going to take. I don't know how long the blush is going to take. And if I can get the e.l.f. liquid eyeshadow out, then I can have 3 rollouts next month, and that would be a pretty good update in my eyes. Even just the 2 would be a good update. But we'll see how far I can get in my goals next month. But that's everything that I have for you today. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. You know I always love when you do. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. That lets YouTube know that you like my content and that other people with the same interests as you will like my content too. I know there's a bunch of us that are doing this project and are in the playlist, but if you're doing this project, whether it's here on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, or just for yourself, put it in the comments down below where you're doing it so I can hop on over and cheer you on. But thank you so much again, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.